this brand. Oh, hey, here's one. You know what's going on.
Is that what toilet paper used to be?
Yep, this all used to be toilet paper. There's a little bit down there on that end, and these here.
Oh, okay.
We did get something today, but it's all gone.
What you just saw was a secret footage from inside the Walmart in Effingham, Illinois. I did not believe it when a friend from Alberta called me and said they have this toilet paper panic in Edmonton, and so I went to check it out. And by the way, this is the shop here at TA. There's a door over here. I went in there and I showed them pictures. I showed them pictures of my retention bolts between the deck and the bogie. And I asked them if they had an impact gun. And they went inside, they talked between themselves, and they said, yeah, we can get you a gun with a 2-inch socket. So they're gonna charge me for half an hour. Oh, that looks familiar. I moved one of these. It was a nightmare. But this is a small one. Mine was much taller. So anyway, so tomorrow morning I'm gonna check myself in at the shop, and hopefully they'll be able to release those bolts, and then I can change the shims in my deck, and then they're gonna turn them, put them back in. And so what's funny about all this toilet paper nonsense is that, first of all, it has nothing to do with the virus. Secondly, people started using toilet paper only fairly recently, right? So I asked this guy from Edmonton, I said, do you have any idea what did people use for millions of years before the toilet paper was invented? And he didn't even have to think. He said, water. I said, that's right. People used water, just like animals, right? You go into the bushes, you do your business, then you drop your butt in a stream or river and you wash yourself up. And that's how cowboys did it, Indians did it, and many generations of people before them did it. And there was only one rule: if you go into the river, you gotta make sure that you're upstream from where the rich folks lived. That was the only rule. And when I was growing up in Russia, we didn't have any toilet paper. All we used, believe it or not, was old newspapers. And of course, all newspapers were Russian. And back then it was all communism, it was all propaganda, so we had no idea about the lead, about all this stuff. So you go into a Russian washroom, you would have like a pocket, like where you put like a pad. So there was nothing that rolls. There was just like a pocket, and it would have nicely cut quarters of a piece of newspaper. And because of course all these were big headlines, you know, Russian propaganda, so all Russians had that tattooed on their rear ends, you know. Давай, давай, товарищ, you know, электричество в массы, you know, ударим по бездорожью разгильдяйству, you know, stuff like that. So every Russian knew all these slogans, and because they were always on your, you know, on your rear end. And I think I got rid of mine only when I was like 18, 20 years old, you know. And so just in case, that's what I'm opening this compartment here for, just to see what I can use in case of an emergency. Oh wow, look at this. I have shop towels, but those would not last too long. But basically any kind of liquid would do, you know, like chain loop. Can it be used in a pinch? Definitely. What is this? Low viscosity automatic transmission fluid. There you go. Perfect. What do we have here? Well, that one might be dangerous because it has acid in it, antifreeze coolant, but any kind of oil, I don't think it's going to be a problem. So people are just panicking, you know, like, what do I have here? Yeah, transmission fluid. You see, multi-purpose. So multi-purpose, if you see the words multi-purpose, that means that it can be used in a pinch in lieu of toilet paper. So what? We have a flashing light situation. They don't want to flash when I put them on behind the trailer, but they flash when you just touch them, you know. These are very bad lights. Super unreliable. Yeah, I like these. These are very nice. Yeah. Pretty good magnetic base. But yeah, so the trailer is doing good. I moved my fifth wheel a little bit so that, well, you see, I tied down that hose like that, and over here it's tied down there. So it's tied down at the top, and I didn't even have to tighten the chains on the Jeep. It just sits there, you know. Everything is cool. And of course here I had to back up, so I had to drain the air. And having the air in the booster and the shim works fine. Otherwise there's no weight. See, like now it's empty. But if I don't use the shim and I don't put air in here, it'll be super tall, you know. And then what happens, I saw it a couple of times, when that chain was super tight because the airbags were like this, you know. That's not normal. And so with the shim and with the when I add air in here, so like now it's off. So for air to go in, I have to drop it like this. But I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Because I have to get in the shop, so I don't know if I'll have to back. So you see, I still have my arms down, so to prevent articulation. And these are the bolts that we'll try to detach tomorrow morning, right? See, so this is about 2 inches. There's a pin, and then there's a nut and the bolt, and that's the shim. See, I gotta put the bigger one, blue one, because the next load is 105,000 pounds. So that's what's happening. So from here I still have like what, 4 or 5 days to get to Las Vegas, but I don't have to be there before Tuesday, so I have lots of time. Basically driving very slow, conserving fuel. A whole day today I drove at 56 miles per hour, 91 kilometers per hour, believe it or not. So we're making progress. Everything is cool. Thanks for watching, and Don't panic about the toilet paper. Oh, that guy really stretched out his frame. Yeah, cool looking truck. Fresh paint, straight pipes. So we're gonna leave you guys with this image, mental image. Thanks for watching. Take care.